the slab that was used. No, that makes total sense. So we have a unique slab, and that slab or unique serial number. Each serial number has to reference a batch. We have to have visibility of both the batch and the serial number. And the batch I see in your sample, it's a pretty long number.
Yes.
Do you need? I know the batch always starts with the item number. Do we need it to? Is that important, or is it? Should it just start after the item number? Because it looks like the batch number is the item number, and then a code, and it's either a 7-digit code or 4-digit code. Is that right?
But I think it should be important to have such long batch codes because if we
Let me open this back up.
yes
床邊生產呢啲就用翻
yes
Right,
because
so-
the yes
That's the code there, right? That I just highlighted,
Yes,
and then the rest of it's the batch.
yes I understand what you mean because in our system in our factory system the batch code is that is so important. So if I see the batch code, I can clearly find out which product it is. Hello?
Hello.
Do you hear me?
Yes. So you want to
Yes,
keep
so-
that whole batch code? I'm okay with that. I was
Yes.
just inquiring. I'm okay with that. I just want to understand.
Yes. And I also would like to know, in your sales order, is there any batch code can show?
Well, absolutely, there would be. So again, I did not add it, but when we receive inventory, in addition to serial number, we would ask for batch number. If I do that there, then you're right. I would also have it in this line details, right? I have this lot number. I would also have a batch number. So anytime you have a lot number, you would also, or serial number, you would also have a batch number.
So
exactly.
they can be sold in the same time, right?
It would have to be. It would be required. Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly correct. Are there other things that I should show you today? Are there other things you'd like to see? So maybe what I can do, Frank, maybe we can get together, we could mock up a screen just so they understand what the batch code and serial and send it over.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to show anything else if you guys, there's plenty of time if you'd like to see something else, or we can mock something up and send it your way.
Hey guys, if you have any other things, it'd be good. I know we had some questions that were sent over. Not sure if, I believe we may have answered many of them.
Yes. I have a question about the inventory detail report. So I know we can we able to scan the barcode to know the. Let me ask you a question. So can we support scanning barcode to check our inventory and okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can see here physical counts and cycle counts.
Yeah, could you demonstrate this operation to me? For me.
I could. So in here, we have in Acumatica, we have different inventory types. I could do a full count. I'm going to count every item in the warehouse. Or you can build different types to select which items you want to count. So I want to count just computers, or just A items, B items, C items. So you have the ability to define what you want to count. on a periodic basis, you would then create a physical count, and you would choose which type you want to do. So I'll say I want to count my computers.
Okay. But yeah.
So I choose. We then generate the physical inventory. Of course, I don't have any there. Let me choose a different one here, which there we go. So this is a list of everything that I need to count for this cycle count. We will generate the physical inventory. This is going to lock these items while we count them. At this point, you can see I can print a sheet if you'd like to print paper. And notice nothing is entered. We have not entered any count yet. This is count number 8. We haven't entered anything yet. And I'm going to keep this tab open. I'm actually going to use multiple tabs just to demonstrate it on my computer. But I have the scanning application here as well. And see this scan and count? This would be done from a scanner. So you can see here, right, what count am I doing? Oh, I did not get the right number. So let's get that right. So it now knows I'm on scan number 8. Now what location? Row 1, if you are using locations, right? And then it wants to know what item I am counting. And now it automatically did 1. If the number is not 1, I can scan the quantity of the item.
Okay.
And now I'm ready to scan the next item that I'm counting. And you can see I counted 1 item, and I have many more to go. So that's what the scanner would look like to do a cycle count. Once you complete the scans, you would confirm the count. You can then run a review report to show your variances, and you can release it to update the inventory. So you can see here, I can do this, and then I can finish and release. I'm going to cancel it so I don't update my inventory, but you have the ability through scanning. Every one of these screens that you see over here is a scanner screen. So I can issue, receive, transfer, count inventory
Okay, thank you.
through a scanner. You're welcome.
Okay, so let me confirm that. So we can Acumatica can support scanning barcode to update inventory records, and we can scan slab by slab and track the slab whether in the system or not. So by the way, can we export the inventory detail report via Excel?
Yeah, so if I run an inventory balance report as an example, and let me see if I can do this real quick. So if I wanted to run this report, see this lot, I'm going to check this box so you can see the lot serial details. Run report. So this here is showing me each of the items, each of the slabs, right? And I could export that directly to Excel.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next question. We do have multiple warehouse in different states. So, is it possible to check inventory in different state warehouse?
Yes. So a couple of things. Inventory summary report. If I look up an item, warehouse, warehouse, warehouse.
啊，得啦，通過揀本倉庫。
So different warehouses and the inventory in each.
Okay, that's good. It's very important for us. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
快啲喐啦，紅色我真係諗唔到有咁啊！
Just for example, my customer return some slabs to the warehouse. Is it works in number?
數碼庫位盤點。
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
抄個金額。啊係金額。
Yeah. So for example, some customers our slabs already sent from our warehouse to our customers like fabrication shops, but they say, oh no, this is not in one. So they will refuse. So the slabs will come back our warehouse. So how to put it in the how
So,
to put it in
so they're
in the
returning the
system.
slab. Is that right? They're returning
Yes,
it to you?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So in the sales order, I was doing a sales order, which is an SO.
點去管理？點去？
You can see here I have different types.
從入倉嗰啲點？
And what you're talking about is a return or an RMA. So those three types would be returns from customers.
覺得你呢版唔 OK， 即係可能同樣版或者咩唔 OK 嘅退翻嚟，彈翻嚟。哦，退倉。我呢個細參加呢回應啱。
Does that make sense?
Yes,
So
it-
I would be pulling up RMA. I would be, do they want their money back? Am I shipping them a new slab? What am I doing when I get the slab back?
Yes, it was.
What was that?
Yes, it's okay. It makes sense.
Okay, good.
我問即係話，因為老細係想佢嘅銷售思路咧模式咧係記仇，係好多個點，即係問一問我哋拋開呢個問題俾佢。如果我哋
So yeah, so and you can see here, for example, if I was doing RC,
管理咧，
this customer, USA Bartending,
記仇。
係記仇喺其他即係啲
um,
合作伙伴，
I'm issuing,
係嘛佢。
sorry, I'm in the wrong one there.
收錢喎，即係同我哋講個加息清未收錢嘅係賣咗之後，我哋先可以收錢。
So
呢種情況我哋點？
what item are they returning? Right, so which item? How many are they returning? I could tell it in here. The lot number that they're the serial number they're returning. That would go here. And I can pull that back into inventory. So yeah, RMA or return for credit would be the way to do that.
Jeff, one of the other questions that was on the sheet was talking about user rights and access.
Love it. So we are unlimited. If you're a small business, we sell in 5 or 10 packs. Once you go above small business, we're unlimited user count. But small business is either a 5 or 10 user. Each user in the system is linked to a role or multiple roles. So you can see my admin users linked to administrator role, or I have different roles. Each of these roles grants rights to different screens and different abilities. So a user is linked to roles, and then a role, if we go into user security, you can see here, for example, access rights by screen, or by role. I'm going to go by role for a moment. I'm going to show you AR clerk. So AR clerk, for example, in the receivables module, you'll see what functions they are granted. So an AR clerk, for example, an aging report, they may be able to run. This is one way to look at the rights. The other way is to go to a respective screen. I want to go to the customer maintenance screen, and I want to see who has rights to the customer maintenance screen, or who has rights to the inventory screen.
Okay.
So if I open up a screen, access rights, And from this screen, you can see administrator has delete rights. AR viewer has view only rights. And you can define what roles have rights per screen.
Okay, for the access rights, we have a question about can we set not displaying the price and the cost permission to the warehouse person?
Absolutely. Hiding price and cost would be very common for warehouse. Yeah, you can get very detailed in a screen. So if we go down to sales orders or something, yes, I can get extremely detailed there. So instead, if I go to sales orders, as an example,
佢好貴啲咧，咁呢個太可能要好長時間學習，或者佢有啲
and you can see literally if we go down to sales order line, I'm going to hit this plus. I can hide the cost from certain rights. I can hide the price. The dollar amount I could hide. Open amount. Yeah, you can by field choose if they can see it or not. So all of these fields you can control what roles can see them and what roles cannot.
Hey Jeff, one follow-up question on this access right. Is it possible the one who do the inventory count does not have access to the variance report?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, they can only scan and enter, and then somebody else runs a variance report, for sure.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jeff, one of the questions I see is, does Acumatica support connecting to two platforms? One's Easy Insight, looks like a reporting package, and the other one is QuickBooks.
So QuickBooks, no. Reporting packages, whenever I'm running any of this data, so for example, this here, if I wanted to connect this to a reporting package, this is called a generic inquiry. And these generic inquiries can be exposed via OData. So we can expose these so that reporting packages can read them. So as long as the reporting packages supports OData, you would be able to run reports and pull data live from Acumatica. We also support an API connection, or we can export to CSV or Excel. So OData, APIs, Excel or CSV.
Jeff, just a follow-up questions on this. I mean, probably the concept is, I mean, if we use this software, I mean, typically we'll stop using QuickBooks. I mean, then
yes.
There won't be any future transaction on QuickBooks. However, I mean, there might be some historical transaction you need to, extract from QuickBooks. I mean, on your proposal, I mean, it mentioned about general ledger up to 24 prior periods.
That's right.
The 24 prior periods, is it 24 years or 24 months?
No, 24 months. So the idea is that you are able to run a comparative P&L, profit and loss statement, comparing September of this year to September of last year, or April of this year to April of last year, even though you were on QuickBooks for part of that time. We'll also export from QuickBooks customers, vendors, items, open sales orders, open purchase orders. All of that can come over from QuickBooks. We have templates that we provide for you to put that data into, but it's just an extract from QuickBooks to Excel. And then from our templates, we load it to Acumatica.
Okay.
But yeah, good question. So 24 months is what we usually do. We do one for a starting point and then net change per month for the remainder of those months. That's right.
Jeff, I see two final questions. One is regarding training. If they decide to move forward with Acumatica, what does the training look like?
Yeah, so
from
we
Ireland?
provide training. In addition to us providing training, there is Acumatica Open University, but we do provide training. We do those imports. We help you along the entire process, but there also is an open university if you hire somebody new, or if you want to watch a video on a very specific function. There is this Acumatica University in addition to our training, but we do provide full training. Full support desk. We have people devoted to support, training, you name it.
Okay, thank you. I have a question. One of our sales mode is consignment. Do you have any ideas on how to manage these slabs? Because we have so many slabs in distributor. Distributor and
so typically we'll create a warehouse for consignment. Within that warehouse we have locations, and each customer who has slabs on consignment will be treated as a unique location. So you can move slabs from your inventory to the consignment warehouse, and then within the consignment warehouse, the location would be the individual customer that you're housing those slabs at. When those slabs are used, we enter sales orders and we pull the inventory from the consignment warehouse and that location. We still use serial control, so we know the individual slab numbers at each consignment location. So it's treated as another warehouse.
Okay, got it.
And you can see in here, if I open up my warehouses, as an example, in this company, these are my warehouses. And then I mentioned locations within the warehouse, the locations that you're inventorying items at.
And Jeff, the final question I see on the document that was sent over to us was regarding support.
So with Acumatica, we have our own help desk. You have the ability to email, to call, carrier pigeon if you'd like. No, we don't do carrier pigeon, but we do phone calls, we do emails. You also get basic support with Acumatica. You can log a ticket through Acumatica's portal. So you have a number of options for support included in our proposal.
Jeff, one follow-up question about the inventory location. Let's assume if we have customers like all around the country, does that mean like we need to create the consignment inventory location like per state, or?
No, I would typically do it per customer, but we can import it or we can automate it. So one warehouse called consignment, and then the location would be the individual customers. If one customer has multiple locations, I would use a customer dash location ID to be able to tell which location has which slabs.
So then, if that's the case, I mean, if let's say if one customer returned the inventory from the consignment location to our physical location, then does it compromise how we do the physical inventory count in that particular location?
No, you would transfer, when they return it, you would do a transfer, and then it would be back in your warehouse. So you would, in Acumatica, you would transfer the inventory between the locations.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, next question. Could you demonstrate how to export the inventory detail table? And we want to see the what items in the inventory details report.
Inventory detail being quantity on hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can build your own queries. In Acumatica, if you want to know where data comes from, so for example, just to give the idea, if I'm on here, I can choose something called inspect element, and if I click on a field, I can see an inventory. This is the table and the field name. So I can build a generic inquiry. I always start ours with our initials, Mayer Group, inventory, quantity on hand. I can add it to the Acumatica menu, quantity on hand, details. I can tell it what menu to put it on and what area of the menu. I can then add the tables that I'm interested in pulling data from. And we will train how to do this, by the way. I'm not expecting you to start day one knowing this. So we're going to start with the inventory item table. We can add additional tables to this inquiry. I always like to sort these alphabetical. So, or let me do this, contains. And you can see a list of tables. So site status, lot serial. So I think you care about the lot numbers. So we're going to go ahead and grab this. And Acumatica will help you with how to link these tables. So by doing that, Acumatica automatically built the linking for us. I can add parameters. I can add conditions to the table. And now I can define what fields I want to pull into this view. So we want to get the inventory code. We want to get the description of the item. Right? We probably now want to get the serial number. You probably want to know the quantity. So quantity on hand. And this is just a start. And if I want to preview this, right, this is what it looks like today. Now, we can add a condition. You probably only want the stuff that you have on hand. So let's do where quantity on hand, quantity actual, does not equal or is greater than 0. That'll limit my list. We also, since we're talking, you only care about the items that we built for you. We created an inventory class for slabs. So I'm going to pull slabs only. So this is a quick report that I just put together of all of your slabs in inventory. Now, you probably want to add the warehouse to it. I could certainly add the warehouse. Let me move this up. So we just built this inquiry very quickly. If you wanted to, notice by building it, if we go to the inventory menu, under inquiries, QOH details. This here is what we just built. If we click on it, there's a list of your inventory by warehouse, by part number with every slab.
Can we export this via Excel? Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah.
Hey, I know where you're going.
Yeah. That's
so
cool.
You can see how easy it was to build.
Very, very
Not
easy.
only, let me show you something. I'm going to show you something even better, I think. So I know we only have a couple minutes, but I'll be able to do this in a couple minutes. So in Excel, we exported this to Excel. Obviously, I exported it, no problem. What we could also do is in Excel, remember, let me open this up for a moment. I just talked a minute ago about that O data. Remember this O data here? So I'm going to expose this via O data. And in Excel, I can actually have an Excel file that links live to this data. So you won't have to export it if you don't want to. So in here, I could build an O data feed in Excel. Wait for Excel to open. The URL that we're pulling from, and I just need in here.
所以佢哋其實就係呢個問題，我覺得。
So this is the URL we're pulling from. I do have to tell it how to connect, which we will do here in a moment. So, and once you set this up, so here you can see all of the inquiries, and this is the one that we just built together. So I can hit load, and this is a live feed right to Excel for that data. Right? All of our items. If I went into Acumatica and I received another item, inventory, receipt, and I'm just going to pull another one into stock, right? Keep me honest. There's 12 rows, including the header. I'm going to do a miscellaneous receipt. We're going to pull in another item here. One slab at $3,100. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And I'll remove that from hold. I'll release it. Whenever you want, when you're in Excel, if you wanted to do this, all you have is hit refresh in Excel, and notice our ABC 1, 2, 3 is now here. So we now have 13 rows. And there's the one we just did. So you can have a live link feeding Excel. You don't have to export if you don't want to. Pretty cool? I think it's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. That's very important for us. Yeah.
So live link. I know we only have about 2 to 4 minutes left. Any other questions I can help you with?
Jeff, I actually have a list of questions about the proposal. I mean, I'm not sure if you could extend like the 10 minutes or so, or should I send you via email?
I have a hard stop, Frank. If you like to, Frank may be able to definitely stay. We have a staff meeting at 9, so I lead that. I definitely need to jump over there, but Frank, I don't know if you want to hang for a couple minutes and try to answer some of those questions, and then anything else we could do via email.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that work?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, if it's down to that, I will, I want to thank you guys for your time today. If you guys, if there's anything else you need to see, let me know. I'll let Frank hang, and I'm sure we'll touch base soon.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, so for Frank, I mean, I'm sorry, I just got the proposal like yesterday, so
no worries.
Probably it's kind of a surprise question. So first question would be, the proposal we got is like for 4 years. I mean, I can understand. I mean, you probably do most of the work on the year 1, right? When the implementation and everything. But how do you estimate the price for year 2 to year 4?
So So let me I'll share my screen. Let me pull this in. So exactly that. What we do is it's actually 4+ years, right? So year 1 through 3 is why this is a heavier number, because we do the implementation and we spread it out over 3 years to help offset the cost. We've done it in the past where some people are like, you know what, I have capital expenditure, I want to spend it all in year 1. We can put all of the implementation fees up in year 1. But then after that, you see year 4, the service and support maintenance then drops to like 7,000 for that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But also one thing is like, I mean, just on your screen, I mean, they also mentioned about like renewal price will not increase by more than 5% per year, and the contract is like annual basis. So, which means like the year 2 number, even the year 2 number is an estimate. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So if you go up like 5% more than year 1, it's possible.
and that's based on Acumatica. That's not us, but yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you mean based on Acumatica? Does that mean the 5% per year is just the Acumatica service fee? The software 12,792 go up 5%, not
Yeah.
your company service?
Not ours, no.
Okay, so your company service will stay at like 15,864.
Correct.
So that number is the accurate number.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even for year 3 and year 4, right?
Correct. And you know what? Like, to be honest, our job is to make sure we build that relationship with you guys. So like after year 1 or after year 2, you don't like us and it's not working out, you're not tied into a contract. We're not locking you in like some of the other people do.
Okay. So, I mean, let's say, I mean, if any unfortunate situation, no matter communication, anything, if you want to switch to another partner, which also do this Acumatica software, then you guys have no problem, just transfer it to the new partner, right?
Yeah, I mean, we hope to not have that, obviously.
Yeah, we definitely don't hope that either.
Yeah, no, we the only thing is it's an annual contract. So year 1, you can't sign with us, and after 6 months leave, you have to stick with us for the full year. And then start of year 2, then you have to stick with us for the year 2.
Okay, so basically, once we started, we have the year 1. That's the minimum. There's no like return or if we don't feel the software is fit for us, like for the rest of the year, can't do anything like that. Like
correct, right?
Okay. And also, I mean, just for the actual contract, I mean, can I assume you will add like a 6% sales tax, which is based on Florida, on top of the invoice?
I have to check with Jeff. I think it might be based on PA.
Okay.
Yeah,
so definitely we add a sales tax on top of it, right?
Correct.
Okay. And normally, like, how long does it take for the software to go live?
So yeah, I mean, typically we're looking at anywhere from 4 to 8 months, depending on the amount of data we're bringing in and cleaning up, and how quick you guys are about responding and all that stuff. This is, we've done some in like 3 months, but some we're working through, detailed processes and stuff like that. We're in it for a year. So it really depends on, what your goal is. We can do it in phases. Obviously, getting the accounting set up first, getting your general ledger account set up, getting your inventory in, getting your customers and vendors, all that master data in first is probably a good thing to do, and then launch the WMS part of it, the barcoding part.
Can I assume we cannot stop our current accounting software like QuickBooks until you go live?
Yeah, that makes sense. Correct.
Okay, so if it takes like 8 months to go live, and your carryover data is only covered like 24 months, so it's possible there's some information we have to manually put into Acumatica?
Yeah, I mean, if you needed to, yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's that. And also, about the training, I mean, for the year 1, let's say, I mean, there will be a lot of like, no matter training or any like, I don't know, support to like walk us through how to use the system and all those stuff. I just want to make sure that all the training fees are covered, or is there any additional fee that might be additional bill on a monthly basis or something?
Yeah, no, so what you're seeing is all in. So that's it. So typically with the training, once we get the system kind of set up and cleaned up and loaded and stuff like that, we'll create training sessions, and we'll probably do early morning sessions like this with our team, and then we'll set an agenda and say, hey, we want to learn about inventory and all that stuff, and then we'll do a session for that. Accounting, we'll do a training session for accounting, and we'll kind of map that out. We'll have a project manager assigned to your account and help you go through this implementation, and we'll do weekly calls set up and make sure that everybody knows what they need to do to get it accomplished, to make sure we're moving forward. But yeah, the training there. Typically, we don't have any additional add-on fees like some of our competitors do.
Mhm. And like, I mean, on your proposal, there's one line called any additional custom services are billed monthly. I'm just wondering, like, what are those custom services would be?
Where do you see the, or down
That's a
below?
page 7.
Page 7. Let's see. 4,
喺邊度睇到
4, 5.
The terms and
佢
conditions.
都問嗰啲都關於
Bullet
條
point
哦
four.
關於
I got you. So yeah, so let's say you guys come to us and say we need to do
介紹入邊啲細節
this customization. Let's say we need to integrate into Easy Insight, your reporting package,
都係講
and you want us to do this.
類似
Obviously, we'd have to scope it out and see what kind of workload it is.
嗰種
Therefore, then we would bill that
佢可
separately.
能財
Okay.
會計
How about
都唔係
if
咁
let's say if we want to do any like payment processing, like credit card payment or ACH via your system, is that also considered as a customized?
No, there's ACH is kind of built into the bank feed. You get one bank feed that's kind of built in, but you can add additional bank feeds if necessary.
按照佢個
So there's stuff that you can continue to add into the contract that you guys get into.
That also include credit card processing?
Correct.
Okay.